recently posted a story onto my Instagram where I talked a little bit about my past and how I ended up being here with this YouTube channel and the entire journey that I've done. And I thought I'd share it with you here on YouTube as well, because there's maybe some new faces that have never seen me before that I'm going to say welcome to. Hope you're going to enjoy this video. And to all of you that have been here for a long time, you guys are amazing. You rock. I just want to say that. Thank you so much. I remember in 2017 when this channel started. And in the beginning, I made all my videos in Swedish because I didn't really know if I wanted to make them in Swedish or if I wanted to make them in English, because it was kind of this weird feeling that if I made videos in English, I felt really uncomfortable. And if I made them in Swedish, it felt like more me was coming through the lens than it was if I did it in English. And what ultimately made me choose English for my videos was that I saw it as practice. To this day, I just walk around by myself trying to rig out the lights, talk loudly in English to be able to own the skills that I've learned during the years. But I also kind of felt that if I was doing videos in Swedish within the niche that I'm currently in, I was doing myself a bad favor, because we're not that many people in Sweden. There's 10 million people, and if you look at the world, there's billions of people speaking English out there. And the first couple of videos I shot on a Nikon D500 that I bought on credit because I couldn't afford it back then. I was working part-time at DHL Express and made around 800 bucks every month after taxes. It was barely enough to pay the rent and pay for the food, and Peter was not smart going out buying a camera for 1,500 bucks that he didn't have, but I did. And I mean, the Nikon D500 was a really good camera when it comes to photos. It was an APS-C camera with snappy autofocus, and it felt good. But when I started shooting videos after watching a lot of Peter McKinnon and Casey Neistat and Manny Hapoya, I started feeling limited by the camera that I had. And that is when I ultimately went out and bought the Sony A6300 together with a Sigma 16mm 1.4 lens. And I still didn't have any money for it because I bought that on credit as well. And we had this thing here in Sweden where you can buy something on credit, and if you can pay it off within 12 months, you don't have to pay any interest on it at all. And that is exactly what I did. The reason that I did that though is because I felt that if I did that, it actually would spur me to create more videos so that I could pay that off in the future with some kind of gig that I could get of making videos. And I think it was in the beginning of 2018 where I just recently got promoted to being a team lead on DHL Express for the entire team that I was working with, which was totally amazing and such a huge step in my career that I never thought I would have, because I mean, I come from a background where I skipped out on school, didn't study, worked my ass off since I was 15 years old and never had any kind of leadership experiences at all. So being a team lead was huge. And it was also at this time that I started thinking about buying a full frame camera to be able to take my photos and videos to the next level, even though I wasn't that good. But I don't know about you, but in the beginning when you start something out, you have this vision that you are really, really good at doing what you do, and then you start realizing that the ladder probably is a lot taller than you thought it was in the beginning. So what I did is that I took the Nikon D500 that I had back then, traded that in for Sony a7R II, so that I went full out on Sony gear. And it's not that I think that Sony is the better brand or Sony is this or that, it's just that I felt that the Sony cameras had what I wanted it to have in a camera. And during the summer of 2018, when I watched a lot of Peter McKinnon's videos, I also started to feel that I wanted to make more videos onto my channel to be able to become better at making videos. And to be completely honest, I had this tiny thought tucked away in the back of my head that was, maybe someday I could have 1,000 subscribers on my channel. And during the fall of 2018, I got really tired of my daytime job. I had the best colleagues in the world, but there was just so much negativity from all the other people that was around me. So I started to think to myself that maybe, just maybe, if I work hard enough with this video thing, then I might be able to work as a freelancer soon enough. And I've also been one of those people that has liked to take a risk, because if you don't take a risk, you can't expect success. So I decided to rent this office space together with a buddy of mine. That cost me $600 each month that I paid from my own pocket that I made from DHL Express. And that kind of spurred me to push harder for the whole videography thing that I just had as this like tiny dream in the background to actually make it to a reality, because I didn't want to be stuck at my daytime job doing the same thing over and over, even though I had a really good position as being a supervisor, but I wanted to do something else. And I think it was around October, November 2018 that we were 550 subscribers here on the channel. And I just shot my first actual commercial. That commercial was the first one that I had in my portfolio, and it was also the first one that I could show off to companies what I could do. So after I shot that video, I decided to go into my boss and say that in the beginning of 2019, I'm gonna take some time off from this position that I'm having right now. He was a little bit, hesitant of what I was going to do. And I remembered that my step-parents was very hesitant, and my mom and my dad was kind of like, yeah, are you really going to do that? Because, you have a really good position at DHL Express right now. But then again, since I was feeling so much negativity in that workplace, I didn't want to have that position anymore. The fun thing is that I didn't have any saved money for this. I didn't have anything at all except for one client that I was making videos for. It was barely making me enough money together with the payment that Amanda got from her full-time job. But Amanda was so supportive, so she said, give it a try. You can always go back to your job if you don't succeed. YouTube was not something that I was considering of making money. I mean, I was watching Casey, Peter, Maddie having this huge YouTube channels, and I was there having around 1,000 subscribers in the beginning of 2019. I remember the first money that I made from YouTube. It was when me, Amanda, and her step-parents went to Norway to play shuffleboard, and I was sitting in the car and said, "Oh, this is awesome." And they said, "What?" "I just made $40 on YouTube." And they were like, "Oh, that's good." And I thought it was so cool that I was able to make money out of something that I did just for fun, even though it was not enough money to be able to live from or anything like that, but it was so cool that I actually made money. My son was born on May 15th, 2019. In a way, it feels like it was a couple of months ago that Alex was born, but he's already 1.5 years old. Can you say YouTube?
Doodle.
Yeah! He's such a smart dude. Mwah. When me and Amanda was at the hospital and the day after he was born, I had so much stress inside and I was feeling so bad, so down, and thought to myself that I need to go to work. I can't stay here. I can't stay just being here in the present because I have to make money. I have to make this work. I have to make more videos. And as you probably know, I kept on forging the videos, making more and more things that I posted onto the channel. I ultimately posted the poker B-roll. And I still think it's pretty cool because when I posted that video, we were around 45,000 subscribers here on the channel. And during the month of November, we grew with over 76,000 subscribers here on the channel. And fast forward to today, we are closing in on 400,000 subscribers here on the channel. I just want to say heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you that has been here on the way, supported me through this channel, through my videos, through my Instagram, through everything, all the comments, all the likes, everything that you've done. Because without you, I wouldn't be here. And to those of you that are in the same position that I was a couple of years ago, and maybe you want to quit your daytime job or start a freelance business or start a YouTube channel, if someone tells you that you can't do something, prove them wrong.